Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?
Happy Saturday night, my friends. I am Christina. You are here on the main, and if you're catching this live, it means you are roasting a whole fish with me. If you are watching the rerun, I'm going to put some timestamps down below. You can skip ahead to any point in the video you want. This is the channel where we show you step by step how to make things happen in your kitchen so that it always turns out perfectly and you can increase that kitchen confidence. It is all about that here on the main. If you're cooking live tonight, let me know so that I can check in with you. If you want to cook live, make sure you're following us over on Instagram at Here on the Main, because that is where we post what we're going to be making for the week. You will see I've got my beautiful red snapper out. This guy is fresh, wild caught. He's been gutted. He's been descaled. My fishmonger took care of that. I love Pelican Fish Market in Ottawa. They are phenomenal. If you guys are in Ottawa, let me know what your favorite fish market is in your neck of the woods. This guy is going to be the star of the show tonight, and I thought this would be nice because it's going to be right in time for Easter. I don't know about you, but my family's half Italian, and on Good Friday, all we serve is fish. So that is why we are doing this tonight, so you guys can master this for next week. Make sure you've got a nice handful of parsley. Any other herbs you want to use are a-okay, anything you're craving. I've got some fennel fronds here that I'm going to work with just because I didn't want to throw them out. I've got a couple of lemons, one for the fish, one for the salad, and this beautiful loaf of bread. I picked this up from Farm Boy today. It's got a nice crusty exterior, definitely a pillowy interior, and we're going to toast this up, and it's going to be a perfect accompaniment to this fish. I do want to thank our sponsor, Tech Savvy. They are rock solid every single week. They keep us on this live stream. I don't know if you know, Tech Savvy is one of the best internet providers in Canada because they fight for the little guy. Our internet prices are really, really high here. And if you're with Tech Savvy, you can rest assured that they are fighting for you to get those prices down, and they are one of the lowest cost providers. I love them. Give them a call. Say hello, tell me what's up. I want to know where you guys are watching from tonight. We're going to get started relatively quickly. I want you guys to preheat your oven to broil. Yes, we are actually going to broil this fish. Now, make sure your oven rack is right up under the broil element. You don't want to be, if you have one of those ovens that gets it within an inch of the broiler, we don't want to be that close. I'll tell you about how far mine is. It's probably about 4 inches away from the broiler, the very top rack. So position your rack under the broiler, but make sure you're about 4 inches away because that heat coming right from the top is going to cook this fish. We're going to flip it halfway through cooking and cook the other side. Guys, this is one of the best ways to cook a whole fish. So, Ron, how is it going braving this dish? He got his fish at Jesnick's in Sudbury. I lived in Sudbury for a bit. That was my favorite spot to go. They are phenomenal. I want you guys to grab your fish, and I always like to do a 1 check over for scales. Now, if you run your finger away from the head and just feel down the body, you should be able to feel if the fishmonger left behind. There's one for me. I don't know if you can see that. It literally looks like a, if I turn it, maybe you'll catch it in the light. It looks like a little scale, like it's barely visible. Just tuck it off to the side. Any of them that are left, if they're in the areas where there's going to be meat you're going to be eating, I just like to pull them off. Give this guy a flip. My guys over at Pelican did a phenomenal job on this for me. Just slide your finger down. You'll get off any additional scales that are there. And I'm going to dry this fish off with some paper towel. So the reason we are cooking this fish so simply tonight is twofold. One, this is a beautiful, beautiful animal, and he tastes like the sea, and we want that flavor to come through. But also, I want you guys to feel confident making this fish all on your own after and making your own, doing your own riff on the flavors. So I'm just gonna tuck this in just to dry him out because we're going to be seasoning him with olive oil. And the olive oil is going to, we need it to stick to the fish and water and oil don't mix. So if your fish is wet, it's not going to stick and you're gonna have a not fun time. So, okay, he is all dry and I'm gonna set him aside while I prep the herby oil that's gonna go on this fish. Let me get rid of this and wash up my hands real quick. You should have your broiler preheated. It's gonna come up to temp really quick. And this is gonna come together, guys, faster than you even know. I want you to grab a little ramekin or a bowl or something. We're just gonna whip up a little herbed oil to go onto this fish. And again, we're seasoning it very, very simply with some olive oil. I'm going in with 2 tablespoons. Again, you don't need to use specific measurements for this recipe because you would just, if you have a little extra oil at the end, that's fine. I'm going with 2 tablespoons. We'll see how that ends up. I'm not going to need more than that for sure. And I'm grabbing a little handful of my parsley here. I'm going for about a tablespoon in total because I'm going to put some parsley in this oil that's going to get rubbed on and in the fish. And I'm going to stuff some parsley into the cavity. So we're gonna have lots of flavor going on. Now, I'm cutting my parsley in half, and then I'm going to roll it all together because you need a tight chop on this. If the parsley's all over, you're not gonna be able to cut this very well. So you wanna bring it all together and run your knife through it. And you want a fairly fine chop on this because you want to extract as much flavor as possible out of this parsley so that it goes into the oil. This smells so good. And guys, when I say that you're going to learn this method and then be able to do your own riff on the flavors, this comes together so quick. It's a great Friday night meal. If you're saying, you know what, I'm in the mood for fish, but I also want, I don't know, Thai flavors. You could do this with a Thai curry paste, put some lemongrass inside the fish, maybe some kaffir lime, some chilies, some garlic. Like that would be just so, so, so good. You could do a Southwest style fish. See, I'm really pulverizing this parsley. You could do a Southwest style fish with some chipotle and really bold flavors like that. Really anything, a tandoori style fish, anything that you want to do in terms of flavor, you can do once you master this method. And this is a recipe I come back to all the time because it's so impressive. I'm putting this parsley in my little ramekin and I'm just gonna give it a little mix, make sure I have enough oil in there. I think I do. I don't want this to be too oily. I want it to be a little bit thick, almost like a thicker than pesto consistency, just like that. And now I'm going to take my fennel fronds. If you're not using any additional herbs, don't worry. Just stick with the parsley. But if you've got other things that you want to throw in, now is the time. That would be a good one. Rosemary, you would do a full-on Mediterranean with garlic. So if you'd like to add some garlic to this, I wouldn't do it on the outside of the fish because since it's going to go under the broiler, we don't want things to end up burnt. I'm going to add this fennel right into this ramekin. And now look, I'm seeing I don't have enough oil, so I'm just going to top it up. And this is what I want you guys to learn, how to cook in your kitchen. I'm going in with another teaspoon. When you look at something and you know, oh, this isn't exactly how it needs to look, or if I put this on the fish, there's not going to be enough oil. Start to make those connections so that you can wing it in your kitchen and make things on the fly and use things you already have. Next, grab one of those lemons. We're going to start with the zest. So I've got my my microplane here. If you don't have a microplane, you can just use a paring knife and peel the zest off of the lemon and get it in there. Give it a chop. Whatever you need to do to get the zest into this mixture, go for it. And guys, there is nothing more impressive than serving. Well, of course, there's things that are more impressive, but this serving a whole fish at the table, like, people are going to be impressed. There's no way they can't be. And you know what the nice thing is you can actually prep this fish ahead of time and put it in the oven when people get there. So you can do this an hour, 2 hours before. Perfect. I've got almost the whole thing zested. I'm content with the amount of zest. That's about half a teaspoon that made it into here. Look how much I have on my cutting board. Oh my God, I gotta get this in. So this is a great one to do when people are coming over because it's really impressive. You're putting a whole fish on the table and it was prepped ahead of time and it's gonna go under the broiler. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, 9 minutes aside, that's it. And give that a smell, make sure it smells good. So this is going to come together quick and it's very, very prep friendly. Hey, Victoria, how's it going? Greetings from Italy. So grab your lemon that you just zested and we're going to slice it into thin strips. Now, you want thin strips because like I said, this fish is not going to be in the oven for long. And these strips are gonna go inside the fish and we're gonna put some under the fish. So you want enough. I'm probably gonna do about this whole lemon. You want them to be nice and thin so that they release their flavor quickly. If they're too thick, because this is not spending a lot of time in the oven, you just won't get that flavor permeating the fish. And because we're using the zest, we're using the essential oils of that zest, it's going to work wonders. Perfect, there's everyone. Lisanne, how's it going? Maria, my mom. Perfect, so I've got all of this lovely lemon ready to go. And guys, we're actually ready to start this fish. I'm just gonna dry my hands a little bit. Have your salt and pepper handy, because you'll notice we didn't put any salt and pepper in our oil, and that's because I want a little bit more control over the oil and over what's happening on this fish. So I'm not going to cover my I'm not gonna cover my pan tonight because I don't know how strong your broiler is. Mine isn't super strong, but I have seen this method catch people's parchment paper on fire. So you could use tin foil if you want. I'm just doing this right on the pan tonight. I'm not concerned. And okay, salt, pepper, here we go. I am gonna start with salt. Now, I'm going to season the outside of the fish. Oh gosh, I almost forgot. I'm getting excited. We're gonna score the fish. So I'm gonna actually take my knife. Sorry guys, I was getting way too excited about salting this fish. I'm gonna take my knife and you wanna put a few slits into the fish because this is gonna allow the flavors to permeate through. So I'm just taking my knife and I'm putting it on almost a 45-degree angle and I'm making 3 slits right into the fish. And I'm going far enough down. I'm going about 1/2 inch down the fish. Flip him over, do that again. 1, 2, 3. This makes it look really nice when you serve it too. Perfect. Now we're ready for the salt. Crazy girl. Okay. Salt on both sides. Get it into those little cavities. Just right in there. And we're going to put our herb oil in these cavities as well. Open him up right there, get the salt inside. This is our only opportunity to season the fish. And I do like to season it sometimes when it comes to the table as well. Serve a little side dish of salt, just because everyone has their own salt preference. But I'm seasoning this quite liberally, because some's gonna come off too with the olive oil. So you should actually see the salt on the outside. Next, oh, Howard is here too. That's my dad. So I'm getting the pepper right onto the outside. Same thing, into the slits on this fish. Nice and generous. And if you guys want to make this next week for your Good Friday, your Easter dinner, like I said, prep this ahead of time. Impress everybody. I find one fish is a good size for 2 to 3 people. 4 people if you're serving other things. If you're not serving anything else, I would say you need 1 fish for every two people. So next, you're gonna get your hands dirty, get about half of this parsley paste onto the fish. Make sure some gets into these nice crevices. And don't worry, we're gonna put some parsley in that cavity. Make sure, I'm just patting it on. I'm not being too fancy about it. This is really easy. This is the kind of meal you can absolutely make when you have maybe had a little bit to drink. Sometimes that happens. It never happens here with me. No. But if you did that, then this is a good one to do. Okay, look at this. He's literally almost done, guys. Like, that's how easy this is. I'm gonna take some of these lemons. I'm gonna put them down in just kind of a shingled fashion right under the fish. He's thicker in the middle, so I'm gonna put a few more right in the middle like that. Look at this, look how easy this is. Right on top. And next, into the cavity. Oh, I don't think I did pepper into the cavity. I'll get that right now. Make sure you get pepper in there. Perfect. Oh, Cal, how's it going? I'm just gonna dump the rest of my mixture, my olive oil and herb mixture into the fish, and I'm gonna grab a nice handful of this parsley and the rest of my lemons, and I'm going to get these into the internal cavity. I'm gonna fold them up. Can they see this okay? Are they good? They can see this? Yeah, perfect. Okay. I'm just folding them up like this so they hit both sides of the fish. I'm gonna take this lovely parsley, I'm gonna give it a rip and just kind of like bruise it up a little bit and put it right in the center. And just close them up by pushing down firmly. Look at this, guys. Like, this is how easy this is. The rest of our episode is gonna be spent prepping our sides. That is as easy as it gets, friends. Okay, look at this. Bam. Let me wash up. Let's get this guy in the oven. Make sure your broiler is on and hot. You don't want to put this under a lukewarm broiler. Lukewarm is not a good time, ever. Like, when is lukewarm a good time? Tea, coffee, bath water? No, we're not here for that. Okay, fish into the oven. Set your timer for 9 minutes. I find that is the perfect amount of time to get this fish cooked. If you have a fatter boy, you might need to go a little bit longer. But you guys watch what's happening in your kitchen. Start with 9 minutes and see where it goes. If you have a much thinner piece of fish, go a little bit less time. This guy, stuffed, is standing about 2.5 inches tall. So let's get this guy right under the broiler. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Okay, timer, 9 minutes. Let's do this. Next steps. We're done with these little ramekins and everything that we used for this fish. I have a spare little lemon. I'll just do a little cleanup. How are you guys doing? Ron, how's that fish? How's he looking? Is he handsome? What kind of fish are you cooking? Tell me, let me know. I find this works really well with red snapper, branzino, any type of whitefish like that. I haven't tried it with pickerel or anything, so if you do, let me know. But we are gonna get to the next step, which is prepping our salad. So this would work really, really well with a risotto. I do have a recipe for risotto. I'll leave it up in an info card right here. It's similar to the fish. It's an all-encompassing recipe. So you can do your own riff on it. You can take it in whatever direction you want. We right now are going to make a salad dressing, and I really want to mimic the flavors in the fish with the salad. So I'm just in this bowl putting about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I want this to be fairly Dijon forward, and I'm just gonna get that in there. And the reason you need Dijon mustard or some kind of a creamy emulsifier like this, even honey works as a good emulsifier, is because then your acid and your oil won't split. Your acid and your fat, whatever acid and fat you're using. And you can spend the time and get out a whisk. I'm just using a fork. I always find it faster, easier. Just like this. Make sure it's incorporated as best as you can. Oh yes. Get this all in there. Okay, season this with salt. You want a small pinch, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'm using pink Himalayan today. I am gonna do just a little pinch of pepper. This is completely to your taste. You do not have to do this. I'm just feeling it tonight. Like I said, guys, you need to cook with whatever feels good to you. So if pepper feels good to you, throw it in there. Next, lemon. So I have a little bit of this lemon left that we were using. I'm gonna get this in there. And I'm not too worried about how much lemon I'm putting because I like a fairly acid forward dressing. I'm gonna start, I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. A lot of people say 2-to-1 ratio. 2 tablespoons of fat to 1 tablespoon of acid. But the truth is, it's whatever your preference is, your taste preference. For example, my taste preference is acidic. I like strong salad dressings. So I'm gonna go on the heavier side with my oil. I'm going to use my other lemon right here, cut it right down the middle. And oh, this one has a lot of seeds, holy moly. So I'm just going to actually squeeze the lemon over my hand so I can catch these seeds so they don't go through. There we go. And you guys know what I'm going to tell you. You have to try this. That's the only way you're going to know if it's any good and if it's to your taste. If you don't know if you like acidic dressings or more fat-forward dressings, then this is the way to try it. I'm gonna grab one of my little tasting spoons, the little espresso spoons. I think these are a must for any kitchen, and just give it a try. Oh my God, that's so good. Yes, I double dipped, it's my food. Okay, this is delicious. This can be set aside. Thank you very, very much. I'm already smelling that fish. Just so I can show you guys, I do have my greens prepped right here. The reason I'm not going to dress these greens right now is because acid cooks things. Now, you can't really cook this lettuce, but you can if you put acid on it. And what's gonna happen with the acid and the lettuce is it's going to wilt. The longer you leave your salad dressing in contact with the salad, the more it's going to deteriorate. So what I wanna do is dress this salad as close as possible to eating time, to dinner time, eating time. Like, come on. Okay, I've got my loaf of bread, and you can really use whatever type of bread you want. If you want to use a baguette, you want to use a ciabatta, it doesn't matter. I'm serving it like this tonight because to show you guys that we can actually go from start to finish on this entire dinner in probably, like, it's not going to be very long. If you take out my intro, it's probably going to be about 40 minutes. And if you take out all my talking, it's probably 15 minutes. So I'm going to slice myself some beautiful large slices of bread. And if you watched my bruschetta caprese episode, I will link that here, you will have learned that bruschetta is not just a bread toasted and topped with a tomato mixture. Bruschetta in Italy is bread that has been toasted and topped with olive oil. So when you are making things like this and you want to sound extra fancy, you can say you're making a bruschetta. I don't know if everyone's going to understand you, but you can explain to them that a bruschetta is just toasted bread with olive oil. I'm going to put some salt on this as well. Oh, that smells really good. I got to check on it. Make sure, ooh, my fish is too high. If your fish is too high on the broiler, bring him down. I'm bringing him down right now. There we go. I'll show you. This is how I knew my fish was too high. Can they see this okay? He's browning a little too quickly for my liking, so I'm just bringing him down. Pay attention. If yours is browning too fast, bring him down. I do this live so you guys can see. It has to survive live. If it doesn't survive live, it's not going to work. And if you notice, The reason I knew that my oven that it was cooking a little bit too quickly is because I was smelling the fish. I looked at my timer and I said, it's only been in there for 6 minutes. Should I be smelling it already? So guys, start to develop this intuition. Bring it down. Remember I told you, if you just put things in the oven and you forget about them, it's going to be too late to correct anything later on. So, perfect example. You have to cook with all of your senses. Listen to what's happening. I was also hearing a lot of sizzling. So that's because the oil from the pan was hitting the top of the broiler. So that's why I brought it down one rack. So check on yours. Let me know. Ron says he's cooking a European sea bass. Ooh, that sounds so good. So good. Okay. These guys, I'm gonna do 4 pieces of bread. That's gonna be perfect. And I'm going to toast my bread in a cast iron pan. Now, I like to do this in a cast iron pan because you get good contact with the pan. Sometimes it toasts up better than others. I find the broiler is another great option. He's busy right now, so we've recruited another soldier. So I'm gonna put this guy onto my biggest burner, and I'm gonna turn it on to number 6, like a medium high situation. And these breads are going to get topped with olive oil. I'll show you that in a second because we have 1 minute left on our timer. That means it's almost time to flip the fish. And I wanna show you guys how that's going to look, where we're at. I'll put a little hot plate right here. Time for a break. See, this is coming together quick and it's so hands off. You barely have to do anything. This would also be really good with like a niçoise style salad, which is like a boiled potato and bean and lettuce, and there's usually anchovies in it and boiled egg and things, but you can really, I said niçoise style, it doesn't have to be exact. But it's definitely a good option. Something where you've got a carb in there, you've got a veg. It's the best way to do it. Nice and well balanced. We're here for the balance. Everything in moderation, right? Let me know how you guys are doing. You are watching us cook live here on the main. We are doing a whole fish, and I'll show you. Oh yeah. Let's hope the fire alarm doesn't go off. I think I need to give David a little guy here in case it does go off. It could. I told you guys it's live. What do you want from me? Live, you never know what's gonna happen. I'll open the window. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Holy moly. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. This fish is perfectly cooked on this side. Oh, there it goes. Sorry, friends. David's gonna take care of that for us. Just watch what I'm doing here. Right over. Oh, there we go. Oh, has he got it? Has he got it? He's got it. See, he's got it. He used a tripod to shut it off, in case you're wondering. Could they hear me that whole time? Did you shut my mic off? We're good? Okay. I flipped my fish carefully, and you'll see we do have cooking happening on this side as well. So I'm going to pop this back under the broiler and set my timer for another 9 minutes. Guys, it's so exciting tonight. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm not concerned about it. If your fire alarm isn't going off at some point, I mean, you're doing something wrong. You're not cooking with enough heat, and you need heat to create good flavor. What do you want from me? Hopefully it wasn't too loud. Did you mute my mic when that happened? You brought it down. Perfect. Well, if I'm not sweating it, you shouldn't. Okay, back to the bread. We want to put out this bread, and I'm going to drizzle this bread with olive oil fairly generously because this is the only opportunity we're going to have to flavor this bread. And I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to massage it in. It's all over the cutting board. Get it all up like a sponge. You guys know bread is like a sponge. If you've ever made like a really good French toast, I love French toast. a nice custardy French toast. Heck yes. Flip these guys over, assess how much more oil you need. Get it onto the bread. Oh yeah. It's just an oil bath, delicious. Nice olive oil. Stunning. Okay. How are you guys doing? Did I alarm anybody with the fire alarm? You guys okay? Did your fire alarm go off yet? That's such a regular thing here. I am in a condo building. Sometimes the building fire alarm goes off, and actually frequently. Thank God we've never been live while that happened because I can't shut that one off as easily. But if it does happen, we're in for a treat. I'm gonna wash my hands. And we're gonna start toasting this bread. And by the time the bread is done toasting, we will have the fish nearly ready, and the salad will be ready to be dressed. So this is coming together very, very quickly. Like I said, these guys into the pan. You should hear a slight sizzle, nothing crazy. Let me know if you guys are not doing a little bruschetta and instead what you are doing. I'm very curious. We do have a few minutes here. I've got a little platter ready to serve the fish. I might put the salad around it, serve some bread on the side. We'll see. We'll see what kind of shape he's in. Oh yeah. Guys, there's like, the aroma coming off of this fish is phenomenal. You should be smelling the lemon, the herbs. Just stunning. How are you guys tonight? How do things smell in your kitchen? For Easter on Good Friday, we always do a whole fish dinner. And one of our favorite things to do of late that we've been doing with fish is a homemade shrimp cocktail. And when you literally buy the shrimp raw and you poach them yourself and you take them through this whole magical, flavorful journey. And I'm hoping we're gonna do that. And we do a homemade, what is it? Like the seafood sauce, the cocktail sauce with the horseradish and the ketchup, but we fancy it up a little bit. Oh man, it is good. It's so, so good. Beautiful. So these guys are toasting. I'm just gonna let them go. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit to number 8 because I do want these to finish cooking around the same time as the fish. So that's a great tip. If you guys are toasting bread or you've got elements that you're trying to have everything come together at the same time, monitor your heat. Higher heat, things happen faster. When you're working with things like just toasting bread, you can actually hurry that along. So we're gonna take that opportunity tonight. Ron, let me know how your fish is doing. I need to know. Did your fire alarm go off? It's, oh yes, we've got some browning happening, perfect. When these come out, I'm going to salt them. I'll give this board a little white. Last night, I actually went against my own rule, which is that I usually don't stir fry anything, or sorry, I usually don't deep fry anything in my house because I feel like restaurants do a much better job at deep frying. But I decided to attempt a fried chicken, and it was, I mean, I'm really not just saying this, it was the best fried chicken I've ever had. Like, it was that good. And the deep frying wasn't too bad, not something I want to get in the habit of, but it was really, really, really good. Like, I don't know if we could do that on a live, if you guys would like that. The chicken didn't even need a 12-hour marinade. And honestly, it was all so easy. The marinade was the longest part. Check on your bread, make sure nothing's burning. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. We did that with some mac and cheese and some coleslaw. So it was a full kind of Southern style dinner. It was just lovely. I'm not bringing you guys over here because I'm just toasting bread. And I mean, this is all stuff we've done 100 times. I'll show you, I'll bring it over to show you. The reason I like to use the cast iron, so you see I've got one kind of happening here. I do like to use the cast iron because it holds the heat really well. Cal is saying it was phenomenal. because I brought him a piece of fried chicken. See what happens when we're friends? There was like a honey butter on top, caramelized honey butter actually. The honey was boiled and caramelized before the butter was added. Lots of butter. Fire, awesome. No fire alarm, convection oven. Of course, you have that convection. And I will say, David's been working very hard trying to find me a new oven after all of that trolling last week I did on my oven. There's 3 minutes left on my fish. Oh, guys, this is money. This is absolute money. This bread is going really well. It turned my heat back down just a little bit. If you wanted some garlic flavor, I mean, I wouldn't say no to rubbing this bread with some garlic. That would be really good. Bring that to the party. Some nice oily, garlicky bread. David is nodding. I'm thinking maybe he wants me to put garlic on the bread. I can't tell. I am definitely going to salt this bread. That's really, really important. Because, guys, everything really does need some salt. It wakes up all of the flavors. And if you have a nice bread, trust me, it's going to go a long, long way. Okay. These are just about done over here. And I am going to take that opportunity to dress my salad. Because the fish is 2 minutes away from being done, we are well within the window of dressing this salad. And I'm gonna dress it nice and generously. Little tip, guys, do you wanna know how to get all of the salad dressing out of the bowl? You grab some of your leaves and you wipe just like this. You're welcome. Perfect. Give this a nice toss. And don't worry if it ever seems like you don't have quite enough dressing. Toss your salad, leave it for 2 minutes, and you'll actually see that the leaves release some moisture and keep everything cooking. Or sorry, keep everything really moist and at the right spot that you need for this dressing. Look at this. Losing some leaves, that's okay. I just want to make sure you guys can really see what's happening here. Give a leaf a try. Make sure the flavor is good. It's not too late to adjust your seasoning. Oh yeah, money. This is so good. I'm actually, you know what? I have some extra parsley. I'm gonna chop up some parsley and put it in that salad. This bread is done. See, lots happening. Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna do this. We are going to, perfect. There's my timer. Shut off the oven. Chop up this parsley. I just thought, you know what? How good would this be in the salad? Let's get that chopped up. Throw that in a salad. Time to get our beautiful fish out of the oven. Oh yes, fish does not take long, my friends. Look at that. While you admire him, I'm just going to season up this bread simply with a little bit of salt. Just like that. Just hit it while it's hot. Beautiful. Guys, look at this fish. Oh my goodness. The flesh. So these little slits we cut on the side weren't just for flavor. When you see them literally bursting open, it's because that flesh is cooked and it's expanding. So that's how you know. We've got our beautiful juices there. Just stunning. Look at that. I'm going to load this guy onto a platter. Oh yes. I think we're eating well tonight, don't you? Let's get this guy out of here. I hope you guys try this at home. I hope you enjoy it because there are so many ways you can make this your own. I hope you do. Take a look at this. I am going to serve this fish with some wedges of lemon. I'm just gonna put them all right here. Let's get that parsley mixed into the salad. I'll serve a little bit right up the back like that. Oh yeah, how's he looking? I think we're putting a tuxedo on him. I'm gonna hit it with a little extra olive oil. And guys, when I'm serving this, I absolutely serve a little bit of salt on the side in a little dish because I wanna make sure all of this meat inside is perfectly seasoned. And I'll show you how I would do this. I would take my bread, and I gotta be careful because we have to take a picture of this fish, but I have to try it for you guys. I like to pull the skin back just like this, expose that beautiful, beautiful flesh. Get it just right there. Oh yeah, get enough for a good bite. Those are my neighbors, right? I told you I'm in an up and coming neighborhood, right? A little bit of lemon. Mmm. Oh my God, the fish. Mmm, 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 mmm. Olive oil. Fruity, delicious. The fish, I'm just gonna tuck him back like that. The fish is incredibly moist, so fresh. It tastes like the sea. The lemon just gives a little pop. This is gonna be a phenomenal dinner tonight, guys. I hope you're ready to eat, because I sure am. If you're not subscribed and you watch this long, please like this video, make sure you subscribe. We got lots more coming. It's a lot of fun. My name is Christina. I'm going to eat dinner, and you are here on the main. Have a great night, guys.
Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?